Hello, Oscar's Cash.
Hello.
Minus Jake.
Hello, Fredonia.
I have a few questions for you guys. How did Oscar's Cash come to be?
You want to start? This is a good one for you to start.
Yeah, I'll take this one. So we've been playing casually for a while since we were really young. Like eighth grade, we kind of started playing music together, and then in the past year, about we started really getting serious about it, getting more legit gigs. But we used to play at this DIY venue called Sugar City in Buffalo. That was where we really got like a start and got used to performing live. And then from there, we started really writing music. And yeah, about a year ago, we got more serious about it when we started working with After Dark, getting more legit shows.
Oh yeah. And so like me and Owen really, him being my brother, obviously we grew up together. So like we would kind of grew up in a musical household. There was always instruments around to sort of practice on. I mean, I got my first drum kit. I was young, right? I was like probably 9 or 10 when I got my first drum kit. So me and Owen at least have been playing together long time.
Yeah, I don't know. In like eighth grade too. It was because it was it was them two and Owen at a lunch table saying he was playing music, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll sing. And I'd never sing, but then I started singing because no one else would sing. I'm still here today, so and now I play bass.
So you've been in it since the start,
Pretty more or less, yeah.
and you've been the singer the whole time?
Yeah.
Word. Very cool. Okay. Where did the name Oscar's Cash originate?
That was coming.
I was about to say.
Well, the actual story for how we settled on this, we had maybe like 8 names that we put into an Instagram poll, maybe like sophomore, junior year of high school, and yeah, so like our junior year of high school, we put a bunch of names into an Instagram poll. There's some stinkers in there, and that was the least stinky name. So the people liked that, and we took it from there.
Dude Chilling Park.
Yeah, dude Chilling Park was one of them. So it could have been that.
Okay.
We used to be called the Ray Cats, and
Cat Experiment.
yeah, the Ray Cat Experiment.
We used to be called Rocking October. We used to be called Rocking October, but that was sort of an earlier incarnation that we kind of thought it was dumb.
I don't remember where Oscar's Cash came from, but it found its way into the poll, and here we are.
After the fact, we met a guy named Oscar. After the fact, he's a nice guy.
For each member, including Jake, even though he's not here, describe each other, all of you, in one word. So like you describe all three
Just
of
go down
them
the line.
and
Yeah.
so on and so forth.
Owen, you're probably. I'll say Owen is beautiful. I'd say Nico is masterful, and Jake is probably elegant.
Phil, I would say. Took the words right out of my mouth. Phil, I would probably say is like dad, kind of the band. He kind of keeps us all together. Nico, I would say backbone, kind of, because musically he's the drummer. You know, we all mess up on stage, but if Nico messes up on stage, it's a little worse, and he doesn't. He keeps us in line. He keeps us rocking and rolling. And Jake is a goofball, I would say, for Jake. There's been a lot of times when it's been like 30 minutes before we go on stage and Jake breaks a string or he doesn't have the power cord to his keyboard. And he's like, guys, I got to go to Guitar Center. I'll be back. And we're like, okay, we're on stage in an hour. So,
Just like a little chaotic.
yeah, chaotic. That's a good one, too.
All right. I got some choice words for the bandmates. So Phil, bombastic. Jake, I'm gonna go a little bit differently for Jake because I haven't actually known Jake all that long. I've only known Jake for probably 2 years, maybe it's been. But he's a hell of a musician, and I'm gonna go with maestro. And for Owen, for Owen, yeah, maybe like headache, but not realistically though. Owen is spicy.
Yeah,
He's spicy with
Hi. Thanks, dude.
it.
Talk about your latest single, Lie Flat. I want to.
I'm really sorry. Lie Flat is one of my favorite songs that we play, and it took us so long to finally get in the studio and record it. And it took us even longer after that to release it just because we're lazy. And when it came out, the reception we got from that was so awesome. I love seeing everyone really like respond well to it, and that makes me want to work harder at everything. But I love the song. It's such a fun song.
yeah. I know the whole process was eventually super rewarding. Seeing like something tangible and seeing something out there that people could listen to or relate to or do whatever to. Just from like writing it to I don't know what it is now. Where like I don't know people know it when you play. I don't know. It's a very cool feeling that makes a lot of stuff worth it.
Yeah, I agree. I was gonna add on to like the reception that we received for that one, man. I mean, mind-boggling. I would say, um, but that song and sort of all of our songs kind of start out as jams, right? And so no lyrics, and we kind of build it as it goes. But that one is old. We've been playing that song for years, and I think this past 2 years, really solidified like everything that we want it to be. And so I'm just glad people like it.
What would you say it's about?
Who wrote the lyrics on that
Yeah,
one?
I wrote it. I don't know. I well, quite frankly, because it's pretty, it's pretty angry-ish. It's pretty like mad at significant other, but that's like I don't know. My girlfriend's mom was actually like, is this about Sarah?" And I was like, "No, man." Like, so I don't think it's necessarily about anyone's personal experience, and I think more so it's about I don't know feelings that a lot of people could relate to. People have been, you're waiting around, you're lying around, lying flat, even one might say. Um, I don't know. I just was right when I was writing it. I didn't like the lyrics. I didn't come in with anything in mind. I sort of just started writing it. Maybe something rang true to me because it just kind of flowed. But I don't know. I wanted to write about something that people could, understand and pick up, stuff like that. And I guess it came through.
Are you the primary songwriter?
Um, Lyrics wise, it seems that way right now.
Yeah.
Not necessarily strictly me, but yeah.
Most of the time, our songwriting process is normally one of us will come with some kind of jam, some musical idea. I record a lot of demos, and we'll work those out together, get it done musically, and then more often than not, Phil is the guy who writes lyrics for it, just because he's the singer. Most recently, a new song we have coming called Peaches. Me and Jake wrote it. We wrote the lyrics for that one, and I sing it right now, but I would love it if Jake sang it because he never sings on stage.
Jake's got a gorgeous voice, man.
What groups or artists inspire each of you? Or what groups or artists do you guys look at as a band together that you all collectively enjoy or like gain inspiration from?
Either of you say the Strokes, I'm taking one.
Y'all kind of remind me of the Strokes.
We've always
though.
we've always said the Strokes. Strokes are awesome. Not even really like stylistically, but we just all are really big fans of them. So they've always been a huge inspiration. Peach Pit is awesome. We really like them a lot. I think we're kind of developing our style a little more, and it kind of ends up being similar to theirs. Um, Inspiration, not really musically, but we opened for this band called Good Sleepy from Worcester, Mass, and we were all just blown away by them, and that kind of stuff drives us to work better and stuff.
I try to honestly think about that a lot because our go-to answer has always been the Strokes, but then I think about it and there's like not much other than like we all like them. But for me personally, there's been music in my life a lot. My uncle was in this band called the Dollar Cannon. That was sort of my gateway into doing music in this setting. Like I don't know, I played in like high school band and whatnot, but like my dad and his side of the family, they all sing. That's why I started singing. And then my uncle on my other side was doing rock, and he was, playing all around and whatnot. So hearing like the stories about him and hearing his band and whatnot, that was big for me into getting into trying to do this.
So I have to start out by saying I actually am not a huge Strokes fan. um, of course, they're good, talented, very talented actually, but never really did it for me. But I know when me and Owen were coming up, our dad had us listening to a lot of the sort of classic rock, like a lot of Rush, a lot of Led Zeppelin. I love Black Sabbath, but really, I would say when I was coming into my own, like musically, I was mostly listening to a lot of the sort of late '90s kind of pop punk scene. So a lot of like the Green Day, Blink 182 is great. Um, so I listen to a super wide range of stuff, but lately I've been sort of trying to solidify a musical style, maybe by like injecting some of like that energy into a more Strokes ish rest of the song on the drums.
Do you have a drummer you look up
A
to?
drummer? Well, yeah, you guys should get that next. Neil Peart, rest in peace. Good one. Recently, I've been listening to a lot of Tony Allen. Tony Allen is fundamental. Um, Other than that, I mean, Stuart Copeland, pretty mundane top 10, really.
Johnny Marr from the Smiths is my favorite guitarist ever. He's awesome. Um, Pete Buck from REM is really dope. I really like both the guitarists from the Strokes, Valencia and Hammond Jr. They're both sick.
Before I was playing bass, I mean, you see what like Freddie Mercury could do is crazy, but I don't come remotely close to like getting his voice or the sound that he has. But someone who like pushed me to really like get to my limits vocally is Chris Cornell. Like what he could do is just like mind blowing. So I don't know. I don't do anything like that. I don't belt like that. I don't get raspy like that. But what he could do is just like nuts, and that is something that pushes you to get better and better. It's like how the hell does he do that? I don't know. But on the bass, I don't know. You look at like bassist vocalists, and there's not that many. There's like Geddy Lee, but he is just like I'm never gonna come close to doing what he can do on bass, and I'm never gonna sing like him. So I don't know. I gravitate more towards like Sting. I like the Police a lot, so like Sting style. That's sort of more what I guess, a model of.
Where do you all see or hope to see Oscars Cash in 5 years?
Still together with the same four people doing the same thing, whatever stage it is, as long as like I don't know, we've always gone we're pretty lax, but I think it's just because how we came up sort of as like a bunch of like buddies really playing. We never really at first, like we were saying, at first it wasn't too serious. And I think that sort of seeps through even as we are getting a little more serious. I think it seeps through that it's really fun. It's fun over anything. So I think as long as it's like the same sort of, we've got the same situation going on, as long as we're still doing it, I'm happy.
We have a couple out of town dates coming up soon, Syracuse and Binghamton, and we're planning a little tour in the spring around like New York State, New England area. So I'd love to have the opportunity to travel and play music and meet a lot of people. I think that would be awesome. Love to do something like that.
Um, 5 years. Honestly, like sort of what Phil said, I do hope that we're all still together. That would be it wouldn't really be Oscars cash if we weren't. So at that point, it's like if we end up like that, I mean, that's not what it's about, you know. I think I'm kind of stealing his answer here, but lately I've been having like a lot more fun with it than I had in the past. Maybe just being in my own head and stuff. And I've sort of gained a lot of confidence through performing and playing drums and that kind of thing. So really, I just hope we're still together. You know, maybe on like world tour number 3 or 4. That would be cool too.
Oh, what are each of your favorite Oscars Cash songs, either to play or just in general?
My favorite Oscars Cash song is The Next Hit. Probably Can't Contain. I love that song so much. That's probably going to be the next one we release. That's what we're working on recording right now. And I love that song. It's so fun.
Yeah, I kind of tend to agree. That song is so fun. I don't know. That song rips. I'm excited to get that one done because it is so cool. And I think it's like sort of our sound on its almost grandest scale. It's really fun.
So, I used to like one of these old songs that we used to play, but I'd say of the songs that we still play today, unfortunately, it's Can't Contain as well. I think that one's really fun. Like Phil was saying, I think it's pretty quintessential and sort of archetypal for our sound, sort of on the next level. But I actually have the most fun, I would say, playing covers when we play those. A little bit of Black Sabbath. We did the War Pigs, and A Dazed and Confused in the set. Car Seat Headrest song, Cute Thing, is a blast to play on the drums. Yeah, so I have the most fun playing covers.
Word. Well, thank you very much for answering my questions. Also, I never had you guys introduce yourselves, so
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
like
Put
pass
that
the
in the
mic
front of the
around
interview.
and introduce yourselves.
Yeah. This is Jake Sherpla to my left. I'm Philip Marcello.
I'm Owen Branges.
Oh, okay, I'm Nico Branches. Good to meet you guys.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Word. Slay.
My mic sounds nice. Check 1.
Mic check, mic check. How's the mic? Does the mic sound good?
This is the gig, man.
Yeah, we'd have like 2 more people in here max for the show.
How many people do you think we could fit in here? Like, so full.
We could fit more than we had at Evening Star in Niagara
Oh
Falls.
my god.
For sure. You'll just rip a couple parts.
Is this videos or pictures?
Yes.
Yes.
Documentary.